Today's the, I believe it's the 18th. I'm in here working my way down the creek looking for tracks and so forth. You can hear the water running. While I'm doing this I'm going to be talking about a gentleman that I met yesterday. I'm not going to disclose his name because he was an ex-service or Forest Service person, and we had a good long chat yesterday about Bigfoot and some of the things that are here in this area. And it was quite enlightening. Anyway, this gentleman had come in to camp here in the campground where I'm staying. And so I walked over and I gave him a card and introduced myself, and he looked and he kind of laughed and he said, well, you know, there's 3 groups of them in here. He said there's one to the west of where we're at. There's another group to the east of where we're at. And then there's a group that's north in a very, very rough spot. Well, yesterday that's where I went. Yesterday I learned something very important, and that was the area that he was talking about, the 3rd group down in the rough territory. That particular group is no longer there because of the forest fire that happened last year. So they were all pushed out of there. So I started looking at the forest fires locations and the controlled burns that the Forest Service has done so that they won't have any bad forest fires again. And basically they've pushed that particular group right back down into this area here where I've always been searching. So that's why it's been so busy the last year or so, is because the Bigfoot have now 3 clans in this particular area. Now there's plenty of food here, but I don't know how territorial they are. It's kind of hard to say. I'm over here under an apple tree right at the moment. I'm going to check out how far along they are. They're not very big right now. They'll get a lot bigger than this. I'm pretty sure they're still pretty bitter. Actually, they're not too bad. A little tart for being on the green side, but not bad at all. So like I said, there's plenty of food in this area. And now that these apple trees are producing quite well, I'm noticing more and more small apple tree starts from basically all the animals that are eating the trees are eating the apples and dropping the seeds up down the creek. At any rate, he said that he's known about these Bigfoot for years, and but he wasn't allowed to talk about them while he was employed by the Forest Service. So now he's been sequestered, and he doesn't think that they're going to be bringing him back because basically he felt he was too close to retirement. He told me very specifically where he thought they would be. He used to run horses in here to work on the trails and stuff like that. He'd during the week he'd go in to get the horses and go do his Forest Service stuff, improving trails and stuff like that. And then during the weekend he would be up here camping. I had heard a story from another forest ranger about a ranger that was in here riding a horse that spotted a Bigfoot, and I believe this story was about him. He was working his way up a hill one time, and his horse went bonkers, and he looked up and saw that there was a Bigfoot going up the hill. He says that it just goes up those hills like you know, you and I would struggle. It goes up those hills like it's a Jeep and four-wheel drive, just goes right up. Anyway, none of the other rangers would believe him about Bigfoot, so he caught all kinds of flack for it. But over the years of being in here, he's pretty well figured out where they're at, how many there are, and so forth.